everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Cancer. Alright, Cancer, this is for December 22nd to the 28th, the penultimate week in 2019, before we get into the last week of the year. We're going to pull out 3 romance angel messages, and then we're going to get right into your animal spirits. And then we're going to pull out your traditional tarot forecast, all right? Thank you so much, Cancers. You are one of my collective that show up so strong for my videos, and I do appreciate it. I do love you all, and I appreciate the time that you spend watching my videos and giving me your support. You don't know how much it means to me. This is what I do for a living. You know, this is my channel. This is how I make my sustenance, so I do appreciate all of it. All right, guys, straight up, we have Let's Go of control issues. This one seems to come up a lot for you guys. Stay optimistic about your love life. And we have You Deserve Love. You know, stay optimistic and You Deserve Love are 2 cards that have really been showing up together in tandem in the readings. Quite interesting because why? I think 2020 for all of us is bringing so many good blessings, and especially blessings in love. Especially for my collective. You know, it's not going to be for everyone out there, but my collective, the readings that I've been having, these are the messages that keep coming up, right? So, you know, what can I say? You know, my collective is blessed this coming 2020. And I wish that for everyone, really, you know, not just the people who watch my videos. I wish blessings for all people, of course, for all the watchers of all the videos. Nevertheless, my readings have really focused on an optimistic outlook for love, life, career, and business in a lot of ways, right? All right, let's see what your animal spirits are this week, Cancer. And of course, animal spirits can be individuals who come into our lives. They can represent stages in our lives or energies that are becoming available to us to help us through a particular time in our lives. Whatever the case may be, just take what applies to you, Cancer, and if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Your other readings are all linked in the description, so let's go. Cobra. All right, so cross watchers, you already know this came out earlier for Aries. The Panther, fire energy, more fire. Cobra's fire, Panther's fire. Lovely, lovely. We have the Starfish. All right, the Starfish is water energy. All right, so let's get right into it before we pull out your spread. The Cobra is, of course, fire energy. The alchemical symbol for fire is at the top of the card, that triangle, right side up. Cobra represents the inner teacher, right? It represents that side of ourselves, that part inside of ourselves that is always watching, always careful, always supportive and understanding of us. We do have that within ourselves. There is an inner teacher in all of us. It's part of our soul. It's part of our higher consciousness. It descends into our lower consciousness, and it oftentimes can act as sort of, you know, what we call our conscience, right? Not consciousness, but our conscience, which is slightly different, right? That's our inner teacher. And the inner teacher is always there waiting and watching for when you are ready to receive his or her teachings, right? When you're being receptive and open to the lessons that you are learning in your life through the experiences that you're having, and connecting to that higher self within you, to get the most out of those experiences, to learn something out of those experiences. Now, the Panther is more fire energy, and I absolutely adore this animal spirit. It is associated with annihilation, okay? The annihilation of old chaos even, right? Panther is associated with that. Now, the Panther comes into our lives as a chaotic event. He pounces, right? You know, when you see panthers in the wild, we can hear that sort of growl, that high-pitched growl or hiss. You know, that comes in, the chaos that comes in when a panther runs into a situation, right? And it causes all of this upheaval. But when the dust settles, oftentimes what has happened as a result of this energy coming in is that all of the old, all of the things that are no longer useful to you, right, have been annihilated, have been sort of eradicated from your life. Right. I always like to say a good example could be, say, for instance, you have been living with a particular roommate that you've been living with since college, perhaps for years now. You guys have been sharing a house or an apartment or something. This is just an example, right? And some event comes in. Perhaps there's some plumbing issue or something. Some chaotic event comes in through no fault of your own or anyone else's, but it causes such upheaval that this situation you've been in is completely upended. You have to move. And it forces you now suddenly to move away from this person or to move out of a particular environment that you've held onto with this person. And by the time the dust settles and everything is kind of done and dusted, you find yourself in a completely new sort of place in your life, environmentally and progressively. You find yourself perhaps in a new neighborhood with a new apartment, but suddenly all of these other avenues in your world are opening up. Because why? Because you were stuck in a situation that really didn't suit you anymore, and it needed some kind of chaotic event to come in and shake it up and force you out of it. And once you've come out of it, it's almost as if you've sort of shed all of that old baggage, all of that old kind of dusty connections and relations. You know, it's not to say that you stop being friends with this person, but it's like the way you were engaging or the way you were living your life, a lot of it was not conducive to your progress. And so Panther energy has come in to force the issue for your own better good. Now, the starfish is water energy. And a starfish is this individual that is absolutely gorgeous, right? Mesmerizing, in fact. Something about their appearance or the way they carry themselves. Oftentimes being around somebody who resonates with starfish energy is like being next to a star, right? Someone famous. It's like they just take you in. You can't stop staring. But the problem with starfish energy is that oftentimes people who resonate with this, they rely on this ability to the exclusion of a deeper quality or of a deeper value. You know, I did have someone make a comment. They were hoping that they are starfish. I don't know why you would wish to be starfish energy, because the starfish is, looks fade. Looks fade. And if you don't have anything deeper, if you're not calling on some kind of higher talent besides your outward appearance to get through life, then at some point all of this is going to go away. And what's going to happen is you're going to find out that you've wasted an entire life on something that is only temporary, rather than concentrating on the deeper calling and the deeper qualities you have to bring to bear, qualities that would have carried you throughout your entire life, rather than just the shallow exterior, right? And so in this way, the starfish is a reminder not to count on this. Don't count on the beauty that you have. Don't count on your ability to affect people in this way, because that will fade. And ultimately, the satisfaction you get from this sort of impact on people is much less than the satisfaction you will get if you were impacting people with something deeper that you have to bring. A deeper quality, a deeper understanding, a deeper talent, right? A deeper side to yourself. And in fact, starfish energy individuals oftentimes do themselves a great disservice and miss their true calling in life, because no one's true calling is just simply to be beautiful. That just, there's more to it than that. Even Marilyn Monroe, arguably one of the most beautiful women of the 20th century, was also an aspiring actress and comedian, and a very good one at that, So there was something deeper even she wanted for her life, right? And of course, she had a tragic life in a lot of ways, but at least she understood the nature of her beauty, and in a lot of ways, she was very, very intelligent and clever in that way. And so this is the lesson for the starfish individual. All right, guys. Let's get right into your spread, Cancer. We're going to pull out anywhere from 4 to 6 3-card spreads to see what you may or may not be going through this week. And these are just forecasts about events that may be happening. Again, just take what resonates with you, what applies to you. We know that not all readings can be for all people. All right, my lovely Cancers. Show me a clear reading for Cancer this week. See what they may or may not be going through with the loved ones in their lives. It's a big week, right? Christmas time, holiday time can be fraught with all kinds of emotions and events coming in. But we will get through it, all right? All right, my lovely Cancer. And then it's going to be 2020, the new year. And God, what a year it promises to be. King of Pentacles just came out for Gemini in that position. 7 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. All right. Some of you are coming into this week really on top of your financial game, your career game. Cancer, some of you have experienced a lot of success and abundance. This is Taurus energy, you know. You are the master, right? You're the industrialist. You're the business owner. You are, you know, the master at your craft and your career. You've certainly established yourself in terms of being, having a track record for succeeding, for success, for, you know, manifesting your goals. Oftentimes, King of Pentacles can indicate someone who is a benefactor, right? Investment, right? Supportive, mentor. In any case, you're coming in this week, I think, resonating with the possibility of perhaps another project or endeavor, right? But you come up against 7 of Cups energy. Now, 7 of Cups energy is a bit delusional. I'm going to say it's almost as if I feel here for some of you Cancers that you have come into the week. Somebody is trying to sell you a fairy tale. Could be in your job, in your career, your business. Somebody's trying to sort of sell you on something that is very unrealistic. However, I think you see that it's unrealistic. I think you realize that that whatever this 7 of Cups, whoever is selling you this, whoever is bringing this sort of pipe dream, this fairy tale to you, I think you see them very clearly for what they're trying to do, because you round off the week with a 9 of Cups. And it's interesting because 9 of Cups is happiness and blessing. I think you wake up to a particular area in your life where you've either been sold a dream or a fairy tale sort of opportunity, or you've yourself maybe held on to a fairy tale sort of outlook. But you kind of wake up to that this week. Maybe there's some Panther energy that comes in that's kind of woken you up, shook you up a bit. Because you round off the week with a real kind of like simple gratitude for what you already have. I think for some of you, it's like you've, like I said earlier, if you're an investment banker or something like that, or you do investment in your career, it's almost as if this week, it was like you almost invested in something. You almost put your energy and your money into something that was, like I say, a fairy tale, was not going to be what it was purported to be. But you wake up to that just in time to realize your blessings and to understand the nature of being more conservative, right? This could very well be, this is going to be involving a relationship. So this could very well be like a relationship, or someone who maybe has tried to get you to believe that if you invest in them, they can give you a relation. You know what I mean? A kind of quid pro quo, you know, money and support and investment for an emotional tie. But of course, you don't fall for that, Cancer. You wake up to that. And like I say, you wake up to it and you understand the true nature of the blessing of the true relationships you have in your life, because 9 of Cups represents happy relationships all the way around, you know, with your family, with your friends. And 9 of Cups is about blessings and understanding the blessings you have in your life, having accumulated a lot of wish fulfillment, you know. And I think you realize how lucky you are. And that is one of the reasons why you were, you know, careful not to necessarily fall into this trap, you know. It's very strange. It's quite interesting. It's almost like perhaps somebody may have tried to get you away from what you were going to do, perhaps go to a particular family or friend's house for this Christmas season with the promise of something better. And you say, you know what? No, I'm very grateful for the relationships I've built up until now. And this, what you're promising me is really nonsense. It's a pipe dream. And you kind of like sort of just totally circumvent that. And you go towards, you know, the people and the true relationships in your life that are calling you, and there's such a happiness and a blessing there almost, you know, and a thankfulness. It's like you really sort of, you saved yourself from a really kind of potentially messed up situation here with someone. 9 of Pentacles, Star energy, and the King of Wands. So some of you are coming into this week. The rewards are coming in. You know, Nine of Pentacles is all about your rewards coming in after a long period of working hard for them, right? Before the 9 comes the 8. The 8 of Pentacles is where we kind of knuckle down and we kind of like, you know, we put all these restrictions and discipline on ourselves to be able to achieve something. And now with the 9 of Pentacles, the rewards are starting to come in, right? You've mastered it. You've mastered your craft. And now you've kind of arrived, right? And so for a lot of you, this may be very new, this sort of level of abundance that you've reached after working very hard, Cancer. And it feels great. You're in your own garden. You're taking care of your body. You may be pampering yourself this week as well because of this money and abundance that has started to flow into you. And as a result of all of this, you kind of double down on a particular wish you've had for yourself, right? And I'm going to say this could be a wish for a union, a love union in some way, right? This is kind of like, it's almost as if like you've done this work here to achieve a certain level in your life that you knew you had to do first before you could carry on with this main wish for yourself, whatever this big, because the star talks about that wish we have for our lives, that life destiny we have, that life wish we have for, you know, the type of life we want, or the type of relationship we want, the type of career we want, the type of person we want to be. And so there's a constant feeding into this desire. You know, every step of the way is feeding towards this accomplishment, this one wish fulfillment for you. And so, yeah, you've reached a certain level here with your career and your abundance, and it just takes you right back into your ultimate goal. You round the week off with a King of Wands. And I'm going to say for some of you, this King of Wands could very well be that, you know, as a result of a lot of these rewards coming in, people have noticed you, right? People have really seen that, and they may have put you in a position of authority or leadership. This may be a new position of leadership that you have acquired as a result of everything that you've worked for that's starting to show. Yeah, I think that you know, very much have worked towards a particular objective or a project, Cancer, that, you know, you had to work your way up to it, right? You had to work your way perhaps up the ranks to it, right? And by the end of this week, for some of you, there are certain events that come in and put you even closer to where you want to be, because you round the week off in this position of authority. Some of you may be in a particular project where, you know, suddenly you're in charge, or maybe you won the vote. You know what I mean? Or maybe you got the promotion. Now you're in charge of a particular project or a department. All of this is a knock-on to your ultimate dream. Could be for some of you that a dream would be that you rise to a certain level in your company, you know, and you've done all of the work to sort of get to a level where you can be considered. And now this week, by the end of this week, here you are. You're rising up to that particular promotion or position that you always wanted, you know, the position of leading others, right, by example. I'm going to say for some of you, this is a huge career progression, but in an area of your life that you're very passionate about, that you feel very strongly about, and that's also for you a way to express yourself creatively. Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, and Three of Swords. Wow, this is going to be the last spread. We have 4 spreads down. No, one more spread. Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, and Three of Swords. Well, some of you are coming into this week with the energy of Knight of Cups. You have a desire to make a connection with someone, right? You have a desire to come towards someone, and you were met with a Page of Cup energy. I'm going to say that somebody accepts your cup of love this week, Cancer. They do it in a very sort of like, oh, you're interested? Oh, I'm interested. You know, in a very sort of I want to say innocent way. They come, you know, they respond to you coming towards them. But I think you need to take a moment. This may be a case of starfish energy, right? That, you know, right now it's all about the exterior. Right now it's all about sort of, you know, perhaps you guys are interested in each other superficially. Because in the end of the week, you round up with a Three of Swords. So somewhere along the line, there's deception here. There's disloyalty here. Okay, you're going to find this out by the end of the week. Feels very strongly like this Page of Cups individual that you're going towards. They may be acting very naive. They may be acting as if they're willing to accept your cup of love. But what they're not telling you is that they may already be involved with someone. What they're not telling you is that maybe they dance this dance with a lot of people, not just you. You know what I mean? This feels like a real playboy. A playboy or sort of like party girl attitude, right? Boy, girl, doesn't matter. My readings are not gender specific or sexual orientation specific. Just talking about masculine and feminine energies. But you're handing your cup to someone and they're making it seem as though they're interested in you. But what you find out by the end of the week is that they probably make everyone feel as though that they're interested in them. 5 of Wands. Hermit. Excuse me. And we have 7 of Pentacles. All right, now this will be the last spread. 5 of Wands talks about a power struggle. That's very competitive. Interestingly enough, the 5 of Wands has been all over the place lately for my mid-monthly check-ins, love check-ins, and for the weeklies. There's a lot of competition happening right now. And I'm not surprised. Ramping up to the end of the year, yeah, you know, a lot of different energies are going to increase. And just as the blessings come in, those of us who are very toxic, you know, dysfunctional, codependent individuals caught up in this kind of base way of acting, that's going to ramp up too. You're in the middle of this power struggle. You're in the middle of a really strong, heated competition. And you have been for quite some time, but this week you let go of control issues. You let go. You say, you know what, this is not for me. And you descend into your hermit energy, Cancer. You go right into your hermit. You realize, you know what, you've had enough. And there's sort of an awakening that comes in that, you know, only through letting go of control of this, or letting go of the illusion of control, can you get out of this dynamic and really move towards something much more harmonious. By the end of the week, I think you end up with a 7 of Pentacles. You completely reevaluate the fruits of your labor in the sense that for some of you, this may have been a dynamic of working that you have been used to, right? Like you've been having to sort of deal with this power dynamic, this competitive sort of nature. It can be at work, you know, if you're in a high-powered job where it's a real dog-eat-dog kind of white-collar position, you know, where everybody's sort of vying for the top spot, you know. And by letting go of this and by going within, Cancer, some of you are reevaluating this week if this is really the life for you. Is this really the life for you? Is this really the work that you want to be putting in? Do you want the fruits of your labor to come out of this type of dynamic, right? Because rewards are coming in. 7 of Pentacles does indicate rewards are beginning to come in, but are they worth it? And I think a lot of you are going to be deciding this by the end of the week. Is what you're receiving now worth all of this sort of struggle that you've been going through, all of this dealing in the mud with these muddy type of individuals, you know? Is it worth it? Is it what you really want for your life? Because oftentimes what happens is that when we work towards a certain objective, you know, it's the work itself. That's why we say it's the journey and not the destination. Because through working your garden and through dealing with all of this, you get to a point where now that your rewards are coming in, your finance and abundance starts to come in, you start to say, well, hang on a second, you know what? This isn't worth all this shit that I've been through here. You know, maybe I need to reevaluate what is my dream, because 7 is the number for dreams, right? Hopes and wishes and dreams and aspirations. And I think for a lot of you, Cancer, you change your dreams and aspirations for yourself because you realize you no longer want to even deal with this type of environment and this type of constant power struggle. And a lot of this has come out of you taking some time to be on your own and to go within. Remember, the inner teacher, the hermit within us resonates with Cobra energy. This is very much the inner teacher that you're having this dialogue with. And I think for some of you, you're finding a different way and you're realizing that you want to say goodbye to this kind of dynamic. All right, my lovely Cancers, this is your reading, December 22nd to the 28th. All right, if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share. And like I said, thank you so much to all of you who have supported me so far. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for booking your readings. If you're interested in booking a reading, follow the links at the top of your screen. Please make sure to keep your bell on or your notification on for the channel, at least for the next couple of days when I announce the winner of the person who's going to receive the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. I've been announcing this on my channel for the last couple of weeks now. But I will be announcing the winner in the next couple of days. So if you can turn your notification on just for that, at least long enough to be notified, because I will announce it and then I will expect the winner to email me their address so that I can actually ship them their new tarot deck or oracle deck. All right, guys. But for right now, Cancer, have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I shall see you next week. Bye-bye now.